And yeah, I can actually see we're diving directly in to sorry about that. Kind of caught me off guard. So yeah, already now, the first pistol round between Sprout and Ldlc. Ldlc starting on the CT side. And yeah, they have to make something explosive here, though. And Sixer with Maka, they are actually doing some great work, though. Sixer destroying Famine through that smoke, but a couple of good grenades landing above Slacks. And Chaos takes him down. It is still a retake situation going on for Ldlc, and it does seem like it's going to be problematic, though. Speedy and Dennis, and Speedy once again on the top of that green train, the blue train, of course, and Lambert being tagged down to 8 HP. And this is it's not going in the favor of Ldlc, and that gives Sprout the pistol round, securing that. And yeah, a lot of talking from my perspective. I really want to actually explain the map picks. And yeah, for Inferno, just quickly running over. Sprout, they have played Inferno 9 times, having a win rate of 56%, where Ldlc have played the map 12 times and having a 50% win rate. For Dust 2, it is Sprout that's actually favored on that as well, 62%, but they have played the map 16 times due to Ldlc's only 5 times, but they have a win rate of 60%. You can argue on the whole thing, actually. There's also because that they have only played that a few times. So that makes that win rate even more plausible. Well, actually, not plausible, but it makes it really effective for Ldlc. But it does really require them to fight this through, because this is definitely going to be quite a tough match for Ldlc. A grenade right above Cressy. Seeing the Germans just taking one step at a time, and yeah, they're just collectively going out towards B, and throughout long and down at ramp, but already there. And Hachi and Sixer getting a couple of kills, and Sixer doing a lot of damage right after you managed to get that kill, though. But Dennis returns fire, but Kios comes out. So yeah, it's now a 3-on-2 situation for Ldlc, but Speedy, he's still alive. And yeah, taking a few steps out of long, and now it's up to him, though. Now it's up to him in a 1-on-2 situation. Takes down Lambert. Only one man left, and it's Maka, but he gets shot down. And Speedy, a speedy recovery. And that, from right beside Spools, he did actually manage to grab that round for Sprout. Ldlc doing a lot of damage. And I'm quickly going to change screens because I need to do something here. There we go. I do not want to show anything that could reveal something that would be really unpleasant. So let's see what Ldlc they can maybe buster something up here. Maybe a gamble on the B bomb side or A. You could definitely think that it would be a good idea to do so. So Sprout happy with that result so far. Kind of a really intense battle in the previous round. So they really want to make it absolutely clear that that the 2 Mac 10s. Well, they have to go out and catch someone off guard, getting that money rolling. Well, actually, also speaking about gambling bomb sites, Ldlc, they have chosen the bomb site, and Hachi, having that invisible gun, but it's still Sprout. They're just everywhere, and now it's up to Maka. Maka, he's up in heaven, but then he gets sent down towards Hill, and that is Slacks right in the end, gets the last kill. So now Ldlc, they can finally purchase up. Maka on the up. So a double AUG setup. 2 AUGs, 2 M4s, and a AWP. So there's actually a lot a lot going on right at this point. A lot of, well, some utility damage has already occurred. And yeah, I might change. Yeah, you can definitely see the problem here. I have no idea why the weapon is gone. So I do need to reconnect to the server just to see if it can actually help. Because that is just, well, yeah, that's just a bit silly to watch. Talking about watching over Maga, he's prepared with that up. Yep, seeing a couple of people up in No Man's, taking down Speedy, but Slacks, he returns back with fire. So yeah, the two ops were already at it. So a couple of rotations comes in from Ldlc, so they can try and maximize the efforts over at the B bomb site. And it's going to be a slow approach from Sprout. They still have Cressy some meters away from T-spawn. And yeah, going to collect the bomb, and with 35 seconds left again, Sprout, they have decided what bomb site they want to try and take over. And it's going to be B, where Hatchie and Lambert, they are just standing there, and yeah, well, you can definitely, well, it's kind of blurry. Really blurry, actually. And it's now a 4-on-2 situation. Lambert, yeah, well, comes out, and now it's well, Chaos comes up. So that gives the first round for Ldlc. Okay, let me just quickly. Oh, whoops, there we go. Let me just quickly reconnect. I just have to see if it actually works. Hopefully it does, and we can return back quickly. Here we are again. So let's just see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it helped. Goody, goody, goody. So yeah, problem has been solved, and we are all happy. So yeah, happy campers everywhere. Speaking about happy campers, having Sixer, just yeah, jiggle peeking over at Ivy. So yeah, moving away from Ivy and then over towards camera. So the whole North American saying. So the whole positioning from Ldlc, it is quite reluctant, so to speak. Sprout, they are trying to maximize their efforts, and Hatchie, how in the hell has she gotten up there? That's actually quite insane to see. And Slacks, well, yeah, pays for that, and Dennis, well, does have a sixth feeling at some point. Or a sixth sense. So yeah, Cressy, yep, moving up, taking down Mega, and he has no idea there is actually a second person close to him, and is up to Sixer to close that gap, and there it is, closed it up. It is a 3-on-2 situation for Ldlc. Looks fairly good though for the French side. The problem is that they have no defensive setup over at the B bomb site. Lambert, yeah, well, he did actually manage to take some damage off of Faven, and there it is. And yet again, that takes Faven down. So it's up to Dennis in a 1-on-3 situation. That Molotov is going to make things even more yeah, well, not that great for Dennis. And yeah, that's going to give Ldlc their second round on the CT side, and a great retake by the French. I do know that Chaos, he is from Belgium, so it's not a total French side. You have 4 Frenchmen, a single Belgium, and a single person from Belgium. I am really looking forward to the AWP battle between Maga and Slacks. We haven't seen it yet. Well, a clean AWP battle. Did I say AWP battle? I did mean AWP battle, of course. So if this return for Ldlc, and yeah, they're still searching for that first W in this league. They did lose to Nemika 2-1. Where Sprout, they did actually manage to defeat them 2-1 actually. Well, on on completely other maps. And Hachi, once again, he's really out for blood at this time. And it, yeah, well, he gets rewarded, and maybe there is also a reward of getting away from that position. But he does manage to get some help though. Hachi did actually manage to take down Favin, but Speedy refract him, and now it's up to Cressy in a 1-on-4 situation. Yeah, a deal in hand. Lambert, he's up to no good. That Molotov is going to, yeah, well, kind of maintaining and quarantining Cressy. So the whole Ldlc squad, they are just after him. They just want to shut this round down. And well, for Kios does make that a reality. Yeah, and gives Ldlc their third round in a row. And yeah, stabilizing that CT side. Seeing two teams who are tactically in depth. So Slacks on the op, and the same for Maka. So that should be the op battle. Maybe be something that could be great. Something I need to note as well is that people are trying to call me at this time. That's not great. So yeah. Personal sides, well, actually, the personal thing from, well, seeing that from that perspective, is all about the game. And yeah, with still about, well, over a minute left, Hachi, for the first time in the last 2 rounds in a row, he has gone more passively. And speaking of aggression, Speedy trying to get even more space. So Sixer standing right under camera. And Sprout, they have already sold themselves. It's going to be an attack on A. It's going to be a problem though. Kios though with a double, with a triple. What's going on? And yeah, Sprout, they are just getting manhandled by Kios, and now it's up to Slacks in a 1-on-4 situation, being tagged, and also just left to being bagged. But he will not stop without a fight. And that gives Lambert the opportunity. And that is also the 4th round in a row for Ldlc. When you just look at the stats. So Kios on the top. The main Belgium. With 9 kills and 4 deaths. And Sprout. That's Dennis and Speedy. Holding on to that first fracking position with 6 frags each. Not the biggest purchase. Pistols. And well, we do know pistols and train is definitely a good combination. Speaking about combinations, and Maga being a bit aggressive, and that flashbang is going to help Maga going away from Upper. So Sprout, yep, setting up for a smoke execute inside. Maybe it could be a fake, so they can get rid of some Ldlc utility. Doesn't seem. Oh, that's a miss Molotov. But anywho, that's how it is. Sometimes a great grenade, and Maga takes down Cressy. And Sprout, yeah, well, they're just continuing into the B bomb site, and yeah, trying to get that bomb planted, and yeah, it's successful. So yeah, maybe a couple of kills could also kind of, seal it all. Well, not seal it, but definitely be a pretty point at this time. But even though if they don't get any kills, well, Speedy, Caster's Curse, they managed to get 1 kill out of it. Even though they didn't, if they wouldn't get any kills, I mean, it's definitely acceptable getting the bomb down. $800 extra per player. Sorry about that. So they have all that they need to repurchase once again. We just need Favin to be, to be more out there. And Ldlc, they have settled for a double op setup. They mean this now. They really want to shut this first half down. Being in control, in dominant control. Let's just see now, talking about control. And, well, for Ldlc, they have moved up and trying to be aggression, to be that aggressor. And Speedy, takes care of Kios, and then Dennis. Yeah, helps out, takes down Lambert. It is now a 5-on-3 situation. They have seen a couple of people behind camera, and there's a couple of more people, and there it is, Sprout getting their 4th round, and that is after losing 5 consecutive rounds in a row to Ldlc. Yeah, the double up setup did not help at all. And yeah, it just felt like for Sprout, a fast tactic, just go out there, rush out to A, and smoke, flash, and everything, and just and just adapting to the whole thing. Some utility already being used at team main, and already now, Speedy, he's out of team main, and Maga wants to see if he can hit something with that up. So yeah, definitely a op duel right at the start of the round. Still though, Speedy, he's just, well, it's actually Dennis destroying Lambert. He was close, and Kios taking down Dennis. So yeah, a trade between the two teams, and Speedy, he's already out. He is out really close to Olaf. That also is not going to help at all. And yeah, yet another trade, a 3-on-3 situation. Kios, he needs to get out of there. Oh, that sandwich. 31 HP left. He's still holding strong. Still trying to defend off, and Favin. Yep, oh, that's a great shot. That's a really great shot. And that can maybe rotate the 2 remaining Ldlc players around the map. Well, they haven't done that. So, it's 2 ops. It's 2 ops who needs to decide on whenever they want to only hold on 1 bomb site or split up, and then Sixer can rotate into B. As soon as Sprout, they have landed on the B bomb site, planted a bomb, I would definitely suggest that Hachi and Sixer, they will, yeah, save those 2 ops, because it's going to be a difficult one to get back on. Sorry, to get back to. It's a critical round for Sprout. Indeed, it is. That's also because they have managed in the previous round to survive with 5 players, and now with 3 players intact, it's going to give a minor headache to Ldlc, but they do have money on Maga. Hachi and Sixer, yeah, well, they are already on their way to Ivy, so you can just follow them on their path. And yep, they were wondering on whenever or if Sprout will hunt for them. But due to the fact that that Sprout, they want to keep their weapons, of course, so they can minimize the costs of repurchasing weapons again. Well, there isn't actually not that much to consider. So Yaspini having purchased his own AK instead. So it's going to help his teammates a lot. So yeah, we're, well, status quo once again, ladies and gentlemen. And Sprout, with their 2 rounds in a row, and Ldlc, they are pushed now on the economy side. So utility being used, but there is no Speedy being used to rush out of team main. Lambert asking for a flashbang, good flashbang. Managed to get some information out of it. And a followed up smoke. So he can re-enter over at Ivy. So that's going to leave him in a really cheeky spot, actually. Let's just see if you can maybe go a little bit out here. Yep, we can. So a very cheeky spot, but I do believe that Cressy, he has maybe a little thought about this. And Lambert, as soon as possible, there it is. Cressy, he moves away. And yeah, he has not seen Lambert yet. Lambert, nope. Oh, sorry about that. And Lambert did manage to lose his life there. So it's a 4-on-4 situation. Hachi, he is standing right beside the B bomb site, waiting for the Sprout arrival. You know, Sprout arrival has already entered, but Hachi takes down Speedy and Slacks answers back. So it's a 3-on-3 situation. Still a very aggressive play by Hachi. Hachi with Sixer, and there it is. Hachi with a triple. Did I say Hachi? It's Hachi. Oh no, I have some kind of a silent T in my saying sometimes. I do apologize if that occurs. If that occurs sometimes, do apologize for that. So we're having a match pause, and I need to get on here. There we are. Sorry about that. It is Ldlc who has called for a timeout. And when the rounds are, I mean, not that close, but when you have a close game like this, a timeout once in a while is really good, and it's really needed. So the coaches can connect in and speak to his players, kind of getting his thoughts out. Speaking about thoughts, Hatchy taking a leap of faith, taking down Dennis, and yeah, it does seem like the Sprout, they are kind of wondering about Hatchy and his being all of the freedom that he gets so far. That might be something that they want to focus on. But also the focus is that Sprout. That they have to make something. They have to make something done here. And Crazy Maka just runs and shoots with that USP, and Hachi takes down Favin, and yeah, he continues on, takes down Slacks, and now it's up to Speedy in a 1-on-4 situation, and this is a good time for Ldlc to destroy the economy of Sprout. But Speedy, he's still alive, still a menace, but a menace can also fall, even though the Axe are pretty good. But it is going to be an Ldlc round. And yeah, very solidifying 3 survivors in the previous round. And Hachi on the top of the scoreboard, 14 kills and 7 deaths. Kios just trailing behind with a lead score. 13 kills, for 3 assists, and 7 deaths. And for Sprout, it is Speedy and Dennis who are battling for that first place. 9 kills each. And the same amount of points. Interesting. Really interesting. So Sprout, they've called for a timeout. Definitely hear that they need to, kind of rejuvenate. Trying to get a picture of the map. Seeing if they can tackle Ldlc and maybe open that defensive up. So yeah, utility usage and a Kuwait. Well, actually, not in that time though. For you, they're just going for a fast aggression into B. It's going to be a problem because Hachi, he's on the top of the blue train, and yep, gets a lot of work done. Now it's up to Slacks. Well, the lower train and Slacks. So his teammates can annihilate it, and now he's the only one who's left. And the only thing he can possibly do is try. Well, if he really wants to do it, he could try and backstab. But yeah, in this time frame, in this round, Ldlc, they are definitely feeling more comfortable. And Hachi, he has had a blast of a first half. 18 kills and 7 deaths. So what will Sprout do in the upcoming round? Now they have tried for a quick rush into B, and they have tried some time. They have tried a couple of splits out to A. Hasn't worked out as they wanted to. Well, a couple of rounds have gone in their way, but they do not have that, and I mean that confidence running through them so far, and that is going to be a problem that they have to resolve. So yeah, so with 5 seconds left, a couple of flashbangs, Chaos being completely flashed, and yeah, it's up to Slacks just to keep that orb alive. And yeah, it takes away Hachi and also Chaos. So 2 weapons dropped, but it's still an Ldlc round, no matter what. That fact he could not change. So we're seeing another pause. And that is Sprout. Sprout have called a him a little timeout. Give me just one second, guys. Here we go. Yeah, I do apologize, guys. There is a delay on the stream, so sorry about. Okay, I'm completely out of it. I'm sorry about that. Let's try it again. Due to the delay, I cannot respond to you guys. It will be quite awkward, and there is a 150 seconds delay. So you can just type in the chat. !delay. There's all explained. And we are right back into it, ladies and gentlemen. So Slacks, he did manage to safety up in the previous round. And I do have to admit that Sprout, they need to do something explosive. And there it is, actually. There's the first wave. But the second wave is something that Hatching he wants to eliminate, and he does make it quick work of Faven, but it's Slacks once again who's alone so far. Actually, he is alone. It's a definite fact. So planting the bomb, and it is a 3-on-1 retake situation for Ldlc. Sixer and Maga, or Maca. Not Maca, but Maca. And, well, yeah, Maca. It's going to be a no-scope. Slacks with no survivability at all. Could not do anything about it. He just saw two ops just staring at him. And that gives Ldlc their 9th round on the CT side. So, yeah. A very prestigious round for the French side so far. So a full buy from Sprout. Yeah, Sprout, they have to, I don't know, they have to change some things. They have tried their best so far. They have tried their best, but maybe they have to just try harder, you know. They have to really just make a mess, and that is something that Ldlc, they want to, they want to stop. They want to hinder Sprout in getting even more rounds, and I have to say that defensive line, and is so cold-blooded, and now it's up to Faven in a 1-on-5 situation, just staring in the smoke, and he's just waiting for that moment, that opportunity, but it's not going to happen. Lambert shuts him down, and that is going to be the 10th round for Ldlc. And they have really they have just manhandled Sprout, and it was just in the start of the first half that Sprout they could really hang on in the first couple of rounds, but then Ldlc out of nowhere they have found their niche. They have gotten what they really wanted, and that is 10 rounds on the CT side. And now Sprout, they can happily come over to the CT side and set up for that defensive line. Maybe we will see some aggression from the Sproutlings, seeing some more from Slacks, and having some more. I mean, just getting more out of Speedy and his experience. Ldlc, they also filled with experience. Sixer. And also Maca. He has also been a great player. And also Kios. And yeah, it does really just... it's actually really great to see that an Ldlc squad is now delivering. But it was really some close maps against Nemiga. They could have actually have won it, but yeah, in the end it was Ldlc who lost that BO3. So we're right back at it, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, the second pistol round between Ldlc and Sprout is now going to be underway. So Dennis, having the defuse kit. So Cressy being aggressive And and that was something that I spoke about before, that they need to be aggressive on the CT side. And look at that though, from Sprout, they are waiting for Ldlc to go aggressive, and then oh my god, what a timing! He just stopped the bomb plant, and Slacks in the middle of the bomb site takes care of Maka. So it's now a 4-on-3 situation. Hachi being tagged, and Cressy here still out for blood, but then Hachi comes out and takes down Cressy. Well, runs out in the open, and now it is a 3-on-2 situation for Sprout. The bomb is in the hands of Sprout. So Hachi and Sixer are going to reunite. Sixer, looking at every single position, but Sprout, they have also a great, well, actually having some great positions, and the two players actually for Faven being taken down by Sixer, they have no idea that Slaxy is still in pop, and Speedy up in heaven. Great shot though onto Sixer. Now it's up to Hachi in a 1-on-2 situation. That's not going to happen. Slacks comes out. I see Slacks goes out, takes down Hachi, and that gives Sprout their 6th round. And yeah, the pistol round secured for the Germans. So there's no real use for Ldlc in this round. Actually, sorry about it. Okay, that worded really wrong. I do apologize for that. That is due to no bomb plant for Ldlc. So they will just accompanied by every single one of them. They will now venture down towards P, and if they can get the bomb down, that will actually be a massive gift. And seeing that Sprout, they are playing it very defensively. Well, yeah, speaking about defensively, there is also a problem though, because Sprout, they are taking matters into their own hands, and Lambert could actually get a bomb plant. Yep. And there is the gift. I mean, $800 per player has been secured. Even though Ldlc did not manage to get a single frag out of it, they didn't manage to plant that bomb. So they will come out in the next. They will be equipped really strongly in this round. I do believe there is a possibility of Maka getting up. Nope. He will just have an AK. So 5 AKs, a lot of utility. Sprout, they're holding on to their weaponry. That is, a gamble. A gamble, especially on train. And the spreads isn't that wide though for Ldlc. So good grenade from Speedy. And Speedy, he's playing the anchor position in B, and he is playing it a bit more defensively. So that is going to give Ldlc a little opening. So the opening of that door, and that Molotov is going to help Speedy a lot. It's going to pressure Ldlc of running directly down towards CT spawn. And yeah, Slacks takes on Hachi, and Speedy takes care of Sixer, and it's now a 4-on-2 situation for Sprout. And yeah, they opt correctly. And for Maka could not do anything at all, and it's now up to Lambert. And yeah, up from upper, actually higher, the higher ground. He's just trying, but it wasn't enough. Snacks takes him down, and it's the 3rd round in a row for Sprout. So then, not that much of a buy from Ldlc. Pistol buy, utility. It could definitely give them an option for an execute down at B, or a utility strike at A, or a fake from a fake by Sixer and Lambert. So the fake has not been bitten at yet. Well, it was actually pretty close though. But they have returned into B yet again. Sprout and Cressy, he opens up fire. Yeah, and well, there is also a return of fire by Hatching. Great shot by him. And it, yeah, still managed to give Ldlc that bomb plant. And Favin, yeah, he's already ran down to towards the lower. And there's only one man left, it's Hachi, but he was also eliminated by Favin. So that is Sprout getting back into action, I have to say. I don't know about Favin. Well, does seem like that he can get a assault rifle from one of his teammates. Yep. Run straight to it. Yeah, an AUG. Good riddance. An AUG for Favin. So 4 rounds in a row for Sprout. Showing their defense. And that is an issue for Ldlc, but there is something that is going in the way for the Ldlc, and that is the bomb plants. It's just the whole after plan thing that they have to keep on working on. And what is that though from Sprout? What is this? What is going on? They have pushed 3 people through lower and up to no man's, and surprising Ldlc. I like this. I really like this initiative, and they are just building themselves, trying to be even more effective. And well, speaking about effective, Sixer comes out without even being harmed, takes down Cressy. So now, yeah, and Slacks takes down Hatchy. So it's now a 3-on-3 situation. So Dennis, great positioning by him, and that gives him 2 frags. And Maka, the only man who is left, and he checks out, but it is going to the way of Dennis. And and his 3rd frag of the round on top of the green train. And now it's status quo, ladies and gentlemen, once again. Sprout leaving nothing behind. Not a single soul. And Ldlc, they are, maybe scratching their heads a bit. They do know what is actually working. Going into B. And it does look like it is going to be a fast rush into B. But the problem is that Speedy, he's already there. And great defense by him. Going to be a triple, but Hachi, he's searching to hide from the grenades, but it's not going to happen. And Cressy, stands tall, takes down Lambert. And while Lambert, he was trying to make something happen, he was just stopped immediately. So we're having a match pause. And it is Ldlc. After losing 6 rounds in a row on the T side. This kind of behavior, well, losing 6 rounds on the T side in a row, it can definitely tilt people. But the fact is that Sprout getting those 5 rounds on the T side has definitely helped them a lot by believing in themselves, of course. And that is also one of the things why they picked Train. Because it's one of their, well, more played maps in their map pool. And Ldlc now trying to stretch it out. They want to overtake some parts of the map, and then that could actually be the first thing is for them is to have Hachi going insane. Hopefully for them, because he has been such a machine in the CT side, but not this time. And for Cressy, he's just tapping through that smoke. It just lays the law. And Sprout just seems like an unstoppable machine. And Cressy, seeking out. What is that though? Oh, so unfortunate for Sixer. Lambert and Maka. And Maka, takes down Famine. So they have already moved out from teammate and Slacks. Taking a little detour around around Ivy and T-spawn. And we could just follow Lambert. Lambert, he will just check out, see what's going on. And what's going on is that Lambert, he just got got firstly shot through the wall, and then Slacks, takes him out in the end. And that gives Sprout their 7th round in a row. And the defense is holding strong, holding tightly. The tighter the defense, the more problems it gives to the offense. And that is something that Ldlc, they have to get rid of. They have to get rid of that wall. And Dennis being very aggressive with that Orc. And yeah, he's just waiting for that flashbang. And Sixer, once again, he is so unlucky. And Chaos, he tries to answer back. And Cressy, he is kind of sandwiched in down at Ivy. And it's now a free situation. Favin. Yep. Oh, that's a great timing. He's moving over towards Sandwich. Gives him a little bit of more, a bit more space. But that space was not enough. And Lambert, shoots him from behind. And Slacks, checking it out. What a shot! What an insane shot onto Mecha. And Lambert, in a 1-on-2 situation. He has been in such situations before, and that's so unfortunate. Lambert and his footsteps. That was something that Slacks, he could hear. So there shouldn't be any chance at all for Lambert. Well, maybe there is. Yep, he does manage to get the bomb down. But 14 HP left, and Slacks is already down towards lower. And that gives no chance at all for Lambert. And the 13th round for Sprout. 8 rounds in a row on the CT side. Sprout, they're just dominating. A dominating half so far. Even though they only managing to get 5 rounds on the T side. Just proves that it's enough. Well, if your comms are up to par, and also the team players there, it's definitely going to be a tough time for your opponents. So Ldlc calling for a timeout. So that is their second timeout. I'm actually not sure how many timeouts they've used in the second half. Yeah, that is their second timeout. So what could they possibly do here? I mean, they have tried to be aggressive, making splits towards A, making a quick rush to B at lower. I mean, the options are getting limited by every single round. Maybe some kind of a pop drop, 2 people down pop, and making that crazy initiative that they have to do. Well, that's actually a good thing here by Kios. Just patiently climbing down the ladder to pop. Mecha, checking out No Man's, and in the meantime, Lambert, he's just standing beside the dumpster. A flashbang to Ivy so he can actually, he's trying to grab some attention. So Sprout, they will be forced to rotate around. And I do applaud Sprout for this, because Sprout, they're holding on to a 2-man setup on B. And yeah, they're feeling comfortable, of course, of being only, 3 people kind of connected to the bomb site, having Dennis at backlines. And still with a good amount of time left for Ldlc. The bomb is yet to be picked up, but it's now going to be picked up. And Ldlc, from the whole point of view here, they will try to overtake that A bomb site, and it has actually worked out for Ldlc, because Gios, sacrificing himself, and that should also be the activation by, for Ldlc, but Slacks, he was prepared. And yeah, it is now a 5-on-3 situation. Look at Speedy's positioning. Yeah, taking down Mecha and Sixer and Lambert. Only there making some noise. That's Lambert now in a 1-on-3 situation. Takes down 1, but it's going to be Favin shutting it all down. 14-10 for Sprout. What an amazing half so far for Sprout. They have gathered 9 rounds in a row here on the CT side. And they they do not show any signs of slowing down, and that is a real problem for Ldlc, because they are actually the ones that have to go out and be aggressive. Sprout, they are playing this perfectly. They are playing perfect Counter-Strike. They are waiting for the opponents. They're waiting for them to to make mistakes so they can exploit them. And yeah, 9 rounds in a row. I'm actually really impressed by Sprout. Showing some great fortune. And Sprout, they are currently ranked 21 in the world. And Ldlc ranked 74. 74 in the world. Chaos trying to be the man, the hero, the myth. And there it is. Dennis being taken away. But then the counter grenades comes in. And well, for Maka, trying to rush through that smoke. It's going to be their fall. Impressive with a double, and Favin also times in. So it's up to Sixer. And Sixer all alone in the world. He has a deal in hand. So much to be done, so much to be learned, and Slacks takes him away. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, map point for Sprout. Map point, 10 rounds in a row on the CT side. Talking about a dominant side, let's just check the stats. Slacks, 21 kills and 12 deaths. Speedy, 20 kills and 14 deaths. For Ldlc, it is Hachi, who hasn't shown himself that much, though, on the T side. 22 kills and 19 deaths. So yeah, it was the CT side that proved it to be a worth side for Hachi. But the worth did not continue, has not yet continued on their T side. And that's a big problem, actually. Because if your individual cannot continue the same individual level on the opposite side, it's definitely going to be a problem. Hachi and Chaos being grenaded down. But not that much. They are still fit, though. They just have to find that. They have to find that defensive key in the haystack. And so far, the only thing they have found in the hay is just a bunch of hay. Yeah, Dennis holding off the smoke. And a flashbang, and Dennis, he's so cool with this. He is actually so cool with this. And then a second flashbang, and now it is up to seeing Speedy already there, picking off Hachi, and now it is a 3-on-3 situation. Speedy once again takes down Chaos, and yeah, it's up to Lambert and Sixer. Lambert with only 4 HP left. He's trying to rotate around. That's going to be a real big issue. Yeah, and Speedy has already seen where Sixer is, and now there's only one man left. It's up to Sixer, playing that bomb, but there's going to be a flood of Germans there coming after him, and Favin takes him down 16-10, ladies and gentlemen, for Sprout over Ldlc here in the first map between these two teams. And the next map is Inferno. But I will just have to speak about this first map just a bit. We did see a lot of great stuff from Ldlc on that CT side, and especially from Hachi. He was up 18-7, I guess, at some point on the CT side, but then it completely collapsed on the T side. They had nowhere to go. They had no solution to the whole to Sprout's CT side. They were actually pretty close with within the second pistol round, but it did not get their way, and they were just completely shut down. They were outgunned, they were outplayed, and 11 straight rounds for Sprout on that CT side. Actually changed it all around from a start of being behind 10-5 and then securing Train with a dominating CT side and securing the map 16-10. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll play a couple of commercials. I'll be right back with the second map here at the Esea premiere, season 36, Europe between LDLC and Sprout. See you soon.